So good to be here with all of you this weekend after the West Coast Walk for Life. Did everybody march yesterday? Have you all noticed the way that I have that the past couple of years here now, for the first time in a long time, maybe the first time ever, it feels like these are victory marches now in San Francisco and Washington, D.C. and all across the country. So as most of you probably know, I'm Daleiden with the Center for Medical Progress. We're the ones who are responsible for the undercover videos of Planned Parenthood's senior level leadership, their top abortion doctors, callously negotiating the harvesting and sale of tiny aborted baby hearts, lungs, livers, and brains for profit in violation of state and federal laws. How many people have seen those videos? Good. Yeah. Those videos have over 13 million views on YouTube alone, now 2.5 years after we first started releasing them. They prompted two very significant, wide-ranging, nationwide, comprehensive investigations by the U.S. Congress, one by the Senate Judiciary Committee and the other by the House Select Investigative Panel. Both of those two congressional investigations each confirmed all of the major allegations of the videos and went even deeper and found even more widespread systemic wrongdoing at Planned Parenthood and their business partners in harvesting and selling baby body parts. Those congressional investigations led to over 15 criminal and regulatory referrals for Planned Parenthood and their business partners to federal law enforcement as well as state and local law enforcement. And just a month ago, it was finally announced that the U.S. Department of Justice is doing their job, following up on those criminal referrals, and Planned Parenthood and their business partners are now under federal criminal investigation for the And the day after that federal investigation was announced last month, the day after, it was announced that right here in California, in Southern California in Orange County, which is where I'm from, in Southern California, two of Planned Parenthood's longest time business partners in harvesting and selling baby body parts, the Da Vinci Bioscience companies, they pled guilty to selling aborted body parts from Planned Parenthood for profit against the law, admitted liability for everything that the district attorney of Orange County was accusing them of in a $7.8 million settlement. They've been shut down and will never do business in California again. So we are definitely winning, and this is only the very beginning, with the first successful prosecution of a node of Planned Parenthood's baby body parts network that will be the beginning of the end of their abortion empire. But now it's precisely because we're winning, precisely because Planned Parenthood is under threat for facing the consequences under the law of the way that they treat our unborn brothers and sisters and their crimes against children and families. It's precisely because of that they are treating this issue like it could be the end of them. It means that we have to treat it just as seriously. And because of that, Planned Parenthood is fighting back with all of their last remaining tools in their toolbox, with all of the last advantages that they have in the corrupt political establishment, especially here in the state of California. One of the last best tools that Planned Parenthood has is an incredibly biased federal judge right here in San Francisco, Judge William Orrick. He helped open and run and fund a Planned Parenthood clinic right here in San Francisco, and yet he still is the judge who sits in arbitration over two federal lawsuits brought against me and CMP, one by Planned Parenthood, the other by their proxies of the National Abortion Federation. And those cases and the orders of Judge Orrick include an unconstitutional gag order that is holding back the release of almost half of the undercover footage that my investigators at CMP gathered. That gag order is being appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court right now. It cannot stand, and once it's overturned and those videos can see the light of day, there's some of the most damning and incriminating footage that we ever recorded, and it will be the final confirmation that Planned Parenthood and their business partners are totally guilty. You may also have heard a little bit about the Attorney General of the state of California. It used to be Kamala Harris, now it's Javier Becerra. The Attorney General of California, also based here in San Francisco, agrees with me that there are crimes depicted on the undercover video recordings of Planned Parenthood's leadership that we filmed at restaurants in Southern California and at trade shows here in San Francisco. He agrees with me that those videos depict crimes. Just he thinks that the crime was recording the videos in the first place, not the harvesting and selling of baby body parts that's discussed on them for profit against federal law and is now under Department of Justice investigation on a federal level. I know, right? That's California law enforcement for. That's California political establishment view of the law for you. But in reality, that prosecution is totally bogus. It's meant to keep the remaining videos under wraps, the same as what Judge Orrick is doing in his courtroom here in San Francisco. And I can promise you today that I am not backing down. To remind each and every one of you here today not to back down, never to give up, never to stop fighting, because we are all in this together. And if we keep faithful to the mission and keep faithful to each other, we will soon see a day when Planned Parenthood's abortion empire is no more and there is no longer a price tag put on human life. You may have heard the very interesting and exciting news this past week that Planned Parenthood's longtime CEO, Cecile Richards, just resigned in disgrace this week. I can promise you this, that I don't think the timing is any coincidence between the fact that the longtime 12-year leader of Planned Parenthood is stepping down and jumping ship at the same time that they are now under active criminal investigation by the Federal Department of Justice. Too many people have seen the videos now. Too many people have seen the invoices that go back and forth between Planned Parenthood and their business partners right here in California, companies like Advanced Bioscience Resources and STEM Express. Too many people know how they signed contracts explicitly paying them based on the number of saleable, harvestable, high-quality baby hearts and lungs and livers and brains that they could supply from late-term abortion clinics from late-term abortions inside of their clinics. Too many people know the truth can't be covered up. Every time you like and share the videos, every time you engage on social media, every time that you have these conversations with people in your communities when you go back to them, this is all important, this is all significant, and this is all building the momentum and leading to the kind of consequences under the law for Planned Parenthood that we've started to see in this past month. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your passion and for your commitment. Thank you for listening to me, and I look forward to working with all of you together in the future.